Students, today we are going to do chapter number 2, class 6 geography, which is titled as globe, latitudes and longitudes. Now the subtopics for this chapter would be important parallels of latitude, heat zones of the earth, longitude and prime meridian, and why do we have standard time. Now if you look in the picture globe, this is actually the representation of our planet Earth. Now, what is the shape of the Earth? It is called GEOID, geoid. Now, if we talk about the shape of the Earth, it is not a complete sphere. It resembles the fruit called orange. Now, why do we make it resemble? Because it is, if you see it closely and carefully, it is flattened at the top from the North Pole and the South Pole. It is not a complete sphere, so we call it geoid, which is spelled as GEOID. Now, your globe is a true representation of our planet Earth. We can see all the continents and oceans on it. It gives the correct size and shapes of the all the continents and oceans present on Earth. Now, what are latitudes? Latitudes are parallel to each other. They are also called the parallels of latitude. The distance between the parallel of latitude, between two latitudes, they are parallel lines. Okay, and that is 1 degree. Now, why is it 1 degree? That also I will cover by the end of this class. Okay, now each parallel is a latitude. Now, writing your N and S is in latitude is very important. Now, for your equator, which is your the main latitude which divides the earth into two equal parts, we don't write anything, we just write 0 degree. Now, this comma type thing that you are seeing is your degree sign. Now, writing N and S is very important. Now, if you read the degree for Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, is the same. It is 23.5 degree. Again, 23.5 degree. Similarly, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degree, 66.5 degree. Now, how do we divide the two? Now, how do we distinguish the two rather? So, in Tropic of Cancer, because, and how do we understand that which hemisphere it belongs to? So, for Tropic of Cancer, whenever we are writing, we will write N because it belongs to this hemisphere, northern hemisphere. Similarly, for Tropic of Capricorn, we will write S. We will write N for Arctic Circle and S for southern hemisphere, for Antarctic Circle. Again, North Pole because it falls in northern hemisphere, so we'll write N, and similarly for S we'll write for South Pole. So writing N and S is very important, because if you are just writing 23.5 degree, so what exactly you're talking about? Are you talking about Tropic of Cancer or Tropic of Capricorn? That we will not understand. So writing N and S is very important. Now again we'll understand why writing N and S is important. Now suppose here if I ask you to calculate 30 degree. Now what 30 degree? It could be part of southern hemisphere, it could be part of northern hemisphere. But if I ask you to locate 30 degree north, so you will understand that I have to go in the northern hemisphere to locate 30 degree north. So that gives a clarity in determining the location of the say latitude or the place. Because we finally use them to locate different locations, different places. Now, these are the 3 steps which you have to do while you are finding a latitude. You will go to your starting line, which is the equator. So that makes it very easier for you to locate. Suppose if I give you 60 degree north, you will quickly jump over to this part. Again, if you know the equator, just locate equator first. Then jump down to degree, which has been given to you. Now we'll understand how to locate different heat zones. But now you know that writing N and S is important, and this only will make us locate different heat zones on the earth. Now this is your 0 degree equator, where here we do not write anything N and S, north and south, that signifies. So this latitude divides your earth into, this part is northern hemisphere, above the equator, and below the equator is your southern hemisphere. Now this is your Tropic of Cancer, which is labeled as 23.5 degree north. Now again Tropic of Capricorn, which is 23.5 degree now south. Okay, Again, go above in the northern hemisphere. This is Arctic Circle, which is your 66.5 degree north. Coming here, it is 66.5 degree south. Here at the end, it is 90 degree south because it is South Pole. Here it is 90 degree north. Now writing N and S is very important. I think you all have understood. Now we'll learn what are the heat zones. How do we learn about them? Now this blue part, starting this entire blue part, starting from your equator, going to Tropic of Cancer, starting from your equator, going to Tropic of Capricorn, this entire region on the globe, on our planet, is called torrid zone. This is the hottest zone of the earth. Now go down from Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle. This is your north temperate zone because it is falling into northern hemisphere, so we name it as north temperate zone. Now here go down in the next other hemisphere, Tropic of Cancer to Antarctic Circle. This is your southern hemisphere. Now from your Arctic Circle to North Pole is your north frigid zone, and from your Antarctic Circle to the South Pole is your south frigid zone. Now this is basically we have torrid zone, we have north temperate zone, south temperate zone, we have north frigid zone and south frigid zone. Frigid zone, you can see they are, because they are on the poles, so they are extremely cold, because if you imagine sun to be here, then we get slanting rays here, sun rays. Torrid zone is the hottest zone, and your temperate zone, be it your north temperate zone or south temperate zone, they have moderate temperature, neither they are very cold nor they are very hot. Now if you imagine your sun to be here, so if sun is here, this area will receive direct sunlight, so that makes it very easy to understand that torrid zone receives the direct sunlight, so it is very hot. So torrid zone is very hot because the midday sun receives the direct sun rays from here. Now if the sun is here, so obviously if the sun rays have to reach now here, they are not direct, they have turned slanting. If you draw a line, it will be a slanting line. Slanting means it is not reaching directly. Okay, the amount of sunlight that it gets becomes less. For the north frigid zone, further going for the north temperate zone and further going to the frigid zone, it is going very less. Similarly goes for south temperate zone. So I think this is clear that why torrid zone is the hottest zone, and then because the sun rays are slanting and then it's going very narrow when it reaches to the frigid zone, both north and south, so they become very less. That is why we have a difference in the heat received from the sun, and that is why we have different type of temperatures in the all the three heat zones. Now I'm just summing up what I just told you. Torrid zone is the hottest zone on the earth. Midday sun directly faces the area between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. The temperate zone, they have moderate temperature, and there are two, one in the north which is called north temperate zone, and one in the south which is called south temperate zone. Now frigid zone, again they are beyond Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. One in the north and one in the south. Sun rays are always slanting, they provide less heat, so wherever the sun is not giving its direct heat, the area has to be very cold. Okay, now longitudes. I told you in the last class also that they are the long lines. You can remember like this. See the yellow lines, can you see below behind the this main screen? So they are long lines. So you can remember like this. The long lines are longitudes. So you will not go confused with this. Okay. Now these long lines are called longitudes. They run from North Pole to the South Pole. They are equal in length, but they are not parallel to each other. Okay. Latitudes are parallel to each other. Longitudes are not parallel to each other. And 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridians are on the same line. Okay. Now students, to understand the latitudes, this is your, if you see on the world map or on the globe, this red line shows as, is taken as, is considered as your 0 degree latitude, which is also called as prime meridian. Now if you take anything like your ball, your orange, any circular object, any round object, so it's very difficult to divide it from here. It's very difficult to find center from this point to this point. You can easily locate it, like where the center could be. It's easy to ascertain or calculate. But if you are to find a dividing line like this, so you could divide it here, you could divide it here. So why? So it was decided that the Greenwich Laboratory, from where this line is passing, will be considered as your prime meridian or your 0 degree latitude. Now, why your latitudes are very important? Both your latitude and longitude are used to calculate the location of a place. Now, how the pilots are flying their planes? Again, they make use of latitudes and longitudes. If you know the latitude and longitude, you can easily find the location of that place on the world map or on the globe. So these are very important. First of all, very important to understand, and always keep in your mind that if you see uh, like if you happen to see, if you those astronauts or the people who go in the space, if they go there, we don't get to see these lines drawn anywhere on the earth, because they all are imaginary lines. These lines we are using only for the calculation purpose. Now, very interesting picture to be seen. This picture is from the Greenwich laboratory, which is there in England. This line, this brass strip, is actually your 0 degree longitude. They have marked it there, and it divides the western hemisphere to one side and the eastern hemisphere onto the other side. Okay. Now, your prime meridian base, which is based at observatory, it's a lab in Greenwich, which is in England. It was established by Sir George Airy in 1851. It divides the earth into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Your equator divides earth into two halves, into northern hemisphere and the southern. Now, I told you how to calculate, if you are wanting to, suppose I ask you to calculate 30 degree north or 30 degree south, that you can calculate. Similarly, simply you have to see W stands for west and E stands for east. So you have to see where is it written. Now, suppose I ask you to find out 30 degree west. So west means you have to go this side. Okay, so 10, 20, 30. So this is the longitude I am talking about. This is what you have to see. So I think now meridian line is very much clear to you. Again, I am showing you in the globe here. See, this is your equator and this is your prime meridian. I've made it very clear for you. So the meridian line is an imaginary line which runs from North Pole to South Pole. All your meridians are drawn from your longitudes are drawn from your North Pole to South Pole. Now, I just told you there's a conclusion. I've summed it up for you. There's no such lines on the earth. They all are imaginary lines. They help you to calculate, locate places, calculate time, distance, climate, etc. by using these. Now, whatever we have discussed so far, this is one summary. You will see North Pole, South Pole. This is the red line here in the center is your prime meridian. Okay, this is your 0 degree latitude. Then we have Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, everything I have summed it up. Please go through this. Okay, so this is one summing up in the form of diagram of so far whatever we have studied. Okay, now why do we need standard time? Do you know, because depending on the latitude of an area, your time will differ. Now, if you see India's map, see the span. India has a long span. If you see it horizontally from your Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So, time will vary depending on the longitude. Now, Russia has very many time zones. Now, it is for you to find out, and you will find out how many time zones Russia has. This is one question for you. How many time zones Russia has? And from time to time in India also they say that we should have more than one standard time, but still we are not going with that. We say that we are okay with one time only. Okay. Now say in India there is a difference between local time of 1 hour and 45 minutes when we go from Gujarat to Assam because of the longitudinal extent. Okay. Now local time of places are going to differ because of the different meridians. The longitudes are different. So to avoid these differences of time in different states, especially I'm talking about India right now. So we adopted one standard meridian. Like for our entire earth, we have accepted one single 0 degree prime meridian as the base. So for India, there's a standard meridian to calculate time for Indians. Okay. Which is your 82 degree 30 minutes east. Okay. And it passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. Now this is your uh, this meridian 82 degree and 30 minute east is the standard meridian of India. And why do we calculate, why have we accepted this as this? Because it is situated at the center of all the latitudes and longitudes in our country India. It is the center of all the latitudes and latitudes. This is could be a GK question also, from where your IST passes in India. It passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. And why have we taken it? Because it is situated at the center of all the latitudes and longitudes in our. Now, this is one calculation which I wanted you to do because it is going to be useful in one of the questions which we are going to do later on. Questions which is given in your book. So just go through this calculation. Our earth rotates 360 degree in 24 hours. So I can write 24 hours is equal to 360 degree. Now your this mark I am calling it as degree. When you are writing, please make it correct. So 1 hour is equal to 360 divided by 24. Okay. Now 1 hour is equal to 360 divided by 24. So this calculation would be, if you divide 360 by 24, it will be 15 degree. Okay. Now convert into minutes. So 1 hour, instead of writing 1 hour, I can write 60 minutes because 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So 15 degree. Now 15 degree is equal to 60 minutes, and then calculate it for 1 degree. That will be 60 by 15 minutes. So 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes, or 4 minutes is equal to 1 degree. So this calculation I have made it on a separate slide for you so that you understand when we do that question.